So welcome again to another Comox Valley Horticultural Society virtual open garden tour. We're at the home of Jennifer and Scott in Courtenay, and their home is a lovely example of what you can do garden-wise on a small lot. And they've got some fantastic corners in here that we're going to show you and have a bit of a tour of. And we've got this lovely weigela right here, which I think we could get started with this garden and maybe tell us about it, Jennifer.
Well, this garden has been a work in progress for about 20 some years.
Excellent.
And so it needs a pruning. It's a little big, but one of my favorite plants in the...
It's a nice, yeah, I love the color, the deep color with the nice...
I don't remember the name of it other than that it's a weigela.
Yeah. And this Mexican orange next to it? Now,
that's Choicea Mexican orange.
Does that have a scent?
It does. Not necessarily. I don't find it's the nicest scent. It will bloom again. I'll cut it back and it'll bloom again.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
That's nice. And the bees like it, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
and the viburnum, well, it blooms in January, or December and January.
Oh, it's Pink Dawn?
Pink Dawn.
That's what we've got one of those. Yeah, they start in December. And I think ours just finished blooming. So.
About 35 years old.
Okay, that's good. That's looking good, yeah. And some 9 bars, they're looking nice.
Yeah, this is the dwarf one.
Okay.
It's supposed to only grow 3 feet high, but hopefully.
And the nice rusty kind of brownish.
Yes, it's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
Really good, and I see you've got some nice some Lenten roses in here.
Yeah, the hellebores.
Hellebores, yes.
The autumn joy, the sedum.
Okay, yeah.
The peony tree.
Oh yes, so those peony trees. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's this. Well, this is Rose of Sharon.
Okay. And
these 3, Rose of Sharon.
Okay.
This is the peony tree.
Oh, that's the peony tree.
Which is finished blooming.
Okay.
I had to have one of those. It was.
And your Rose of Sharon will be out in.
They'll be out probably in another month.
Okay. Yeah.
Or so. A bluish and a white with deep burgundy, and then a purple one.
Purple one. Yeah.
But, yeah. Of course.
And your hostas.
Yeah, the hostas. And there is this is a hydrangea, a new one to me, just in front there.
Okay.
It's it's supposed to be green and burgundy flowers on it.
Okay.
It's called Picasso, I think. Or Picata.
Now, do you cut that down at the end of the summer?
I'm going to find out.
Okay. Okay.
I just got it this spring, and because I like the flower, I like the color of it, so we'll see. And this is supposed to be a vine that Darlene gave me to go up the back. I can't remember the name of it. Gets flowers on it, apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
And that, so.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten the name of this one.
Elderberry, Black Prince.
Black Prince elderberry, yeah.
Black lace.
Black lace, sorry. See, I said I'd call it Black Prince. Black lace.
That's a nice color.
It's got a nice color, so I like the burgundies.
And the blueberry bushes, that's a nice way to do it. Keeps them contained. Now, you don't find that they get pot bound in there, do you?
They haven't so far. I did about 3 years ago, I actually took them out and replaced the soil on some of them.
Okay.
This one is a low bush, and it was buried in the front yard for I don't know how many years until I was digging everything out of the front and went, oh, I forgot I put a blueberry bush in there.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
It's quite happy in the pot, so they get fertilized.
Yeah.
Once a year. They're great in pots. One of them's just probably about at the end of its life, the tall one.
Okay. 'Cause I know the place where we get our berries from out on Dove Creek Road. They say their blueberry bushes are 15 years old and just in their prime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think in pots they may not last as long.
Okay. Yeah.
It probably needs more of a pruning than anything, but I'm not sure how you prune them. So
Okay. Well, there's a video up on the forum site.
is there?
Karen came into our yard and did pruning of berry bushes, blueberries, and gooseberries.
Oh, I got to watch
So,
it.
Yeah, you have to watch
I
it.
have to watch it. Maybe I can.
She'll tell you how to do it.
I
So,
keep looking and going like, oh, I don't want to kill them.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
good. I'll watch that.
But it's the rule of thirds. So just take a third at a time, right? So, you know,
Just-
and the older stems. I think Karen said that I think it's 2 to 3 year old branches are the most productive. So after that, then you can start pruning them out. And now we're into the tomato greenhouse. This is a lovely structure. Keeps the rain off them, so you don't get the blight apparently. So
Yep, no blight. They need to be tied back
oh yes,
pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. Good. And you got the cucumbers started. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Great. Got those from Darlene too, I
No,
suppose,
the cucumbers came. The cucumbers are from seed.
Oh, there we go.
myself.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, the tomatoes are from Darlene, but
Yes, she has good tomatoes.
oh, she does.
She does.
She
yes.
does. I actually have most of the neighborhood getting her tomatoes now.
Oh, that's good. Even
Oh,
better.
yeah.
From the
Yeah.
farm stand. Yes.
Yeah, if you had been here earlier, there would have a month and a half ago, there'd have been 159 plants.
Oh wow. So, what do you freeze your tomatoes or can
I
them?
make tomato sauce with them,
Nice.
salsa,
Excellent. Yeah.
give them away.
Yeah. So what is your yield of tomatoes? Do you know?
Probably close to 100 pounds.
Yeah. That's about what we get. And
I get rid of them when I get tired of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's like the plants come out.
Yeah.
It's when I'm tired of it, it's like, okay, you're done for
Enough.
the season.
Yeah. But it's good to have the fresh vegetables.
It is.
though.
It is good to have
quite
the
nice.
fresh vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do a lot.
So Jennifer, I love what you've done with this corner. You've got this lovely vegetable garden in here, and it's just like a really small space, but it seems ideal. You've got lots of sunlight coming in, enough obviously to keep the vegetables
Yep.
going, and
Yeah.
and you've got your onions and your beets and your carrots, and it's,
Yeah. And this one's the beans and peas and turnip. New to me this year is turnip.
okay,
And I'll plant some rutabaga.
nice,
And of course, there's the usual lettuce and onions.
yes. Oh, the staples. Yep.
Oh yes, the
That
staples.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Beans and peas get to crawl up the trellises
nice. Okay,
and that. So
that's good. Yeah.
yeah, it'll be good production.
And your volunteer potatoes.
My volunteer potatoes. Every year I dig it out, and I still end up with potatoes next year.
Oh boy.
So
It's funny how that happens, isn't
yeah,
it?
I keep saying eventually I will end up with no potatoes in
Mhm.
here. It'll take a while.
But yeah, I mean, it works with the,
It works.
it's a good use of the space, and
Yeah.
it's less lawn to cut, which is ideal.
That's right. It actually works really well.
Yeah. And probably some reflected heat off the sides of
Yes.
the
Yeah.
shed and the
Yeah.
fence too.
Yeah, the lettuce actually, it's interesting because the lettuce in the last few days of heat has just
On.
really started to grow.
Yeah, and they're all cold weather stuff, and your onions are.
Yeah.
Those are shallots, aren't they?
No, this is shallots here.
The shallots there. Okay.
This is, what do you call them, multiplier onions?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I see you've got some of those lovely clovers.
Oh, gosh, yes. I've got weeds everywhere. It,
Yeah.
it's haven't got
Bane
to
of our
this-
existence, weeds.
Yes, it's one of these things that I was told that the best thing to do is you go out every day for 15 minutes with an ice cream bucket
Yeah.
and you pick weeds, and when the bucket's full, you're done weeding.
That's a good way to do it. You don't get tired of it.
Around along the,
Okay. Yeah.
those are pots for the one in up front. Oh, it fell over.
Oh, that's big. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is.
So in a nice way, though.
It's in a nice way. It's like pretty soon a garden floss over there. The lilies hopefully will. As much as I can. It's interesting because those were both.
Here we are in the front yard, showing us your new rock garden. Well, it's probably not that new, but it looks nice. It's a work in progress, I understand.
It is a work in progress. It will get there.
It will get, well, everything does. It all evolves as it grows in. But yeah, I like it. And I think Jennifer mentioned that it gets to be 110 degrees here in the summertime. So a good spot for a rock garden and lots of
succulents.
Succulents,
Yes.
They would just love it here. So.
Yeah, just some of them didn't survive the winter, but they'll learn to adapt.
They will, yes, indeed. So thank you, Jennifer, for allowing us to come in and film your garden. It's a lovely space. It's a small city lot, but you know, you've got done some wonderful things with your gardens.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for showing us.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.